stream. I am James Howell. It is 11/21/2020. And tonight we're going to do part 2 of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. It's going to be a good time, and should we wrap up in time, might throw in the Metal Gear Solid 3 demo for good measure. Let's see, where's my controller? There we go. Go ahead and set that on Peace Walker. So, media consumption for the week for the pregame show. Let's see, watched, had a birthday, that was good. Watched the Yakuza Classic Saga Battles Without Honor and Humanity, which it turns out is not the actual, it was a complete saga omnibus version, which was made in 1980. These are some 70s films, which take the first 4 films, which I think are probably in the 1.5 to 2 hour length range, and it condenses them down into one 3 hour and 45 minute feature. Which is good for an overview of what you're going to get. It's a mob movie, right? It's got, violence, politics, that sort of thing. And it's really interesting to see that a lot of the politicking and the scheming and the different factions fighting against each other, those elements that I recognize from the Yakuza game series, very, very present here. And, they kept the fight scenes in, they kept, all the shooting and stuff like that. But they also kept basically the moments from the Yakuza series that equivalent to introduce character, close up on face, dong dong, go to a total black and pearl colored screen with the name of whoever they are. So it does that, and I think it's probably going to be worth. The lead character is pretty likable. It's also really interesting because it's set in Hiroshima, and it ties the violence of organized crime in Japan to basically remnants of misspent energy from the Second World War. So it has an artistic side to it also, not just telling a fun story about rivalries and brotherly bonds and things like this. It's also really interesting how it's not a flattering portrayal of Yakuza sort of structures either. It basically shows the people at the top who are very good at politicking and very good at business, and a lot of the honor ideology that gets romanticized in that sort of genre doesn't really apply to them because they're in it for the money. Which also piggybacks upon the criticism of organized crime syndicates that Kurosawa does in the end of, what is it? Drunken Angel, that's it. So, other than that, watched Mothra. And something I've noticed about Mothra, this is true about Godzilla Raids Again, there is just this overkill at the end where they just bomb the hell out of Godzilla, and at the end of Mothra's spawn keeps shooting their webbing at him and tying him up, and it goes on forever. And I'm super curious to know because it's happened twice now, I'm wondering if this is something that is going to continue in the movies, and I'm curious to keep an eye out for that, of just seeing Godzilla just basically beaten up at the end, really repetitively. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Finished Terran Wanderer, the Prydain series. It's a little meandering, so it's if I were to write a kind of jerk review of the book, I would say Terran Wanderer, more like Terran Meanderer, but I'm not going to do that because the first part of the book is quite good. The first part of the book feels like the story, to be honest, and then the last half just kind of seems to be a lot of rambling. To the book's credit, that's what the character's supposed to be doing. So, it's not like it didn't tell me what it's going to do. I just don't like it as much. And for my birthday, I got this book, which I'm very excited about. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. Nick Bostrom's Superintelligence. This is about AI, how we can create it, how we have tried to create it, the dangers involved with it, and strategies for managing intelligence that we intend to create as equal to human, but in fact will not stop at that human station, it'll just keep on going by and basically become superhuman in terms of its capabilities, with the hope that there's this really great phrase in here. Let's see if I can find it. Yes. Thus, the first ultra-intelligent machine is the last invention that man need ever make, provided that the machine is docile enough to tell us how to keep it under control. Which is fantastic, because our survival after inventing ultra-intelligent machine intelligence will depend on that machine's grace and mercy to keep it under control. And there's so many layers of irony there. I love it. So looking forward to keeping that up. But that brings us to 6 minutes, and it's time to start some Peace Walker. Give me 1 sec. Let's get this. Turn off the controller, because I prefer the PS4 one. Yep. There we go. And you come over here. So I think when we last left off, we brought Amanda back to Mother Base, and she had her ankle really screwed up by an attack from a captured drone. And Chico should be back at the base too. That's right. That last mission was rescuing Chico. There's such an irony of MSF doubling as the acronym for Médecins Sans Frontières, as an organization in real life that is perhaps the opposite of what MSF in this game is. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think that it actually gets into the area of doubling that that is a Metal Gear theme. All right, got to get this army crawling on its stomach, fighting on its stomach, right? Is this? Okay. Chico is good at intelligence. All right, let's get our engineers in place. Okay. Well, we're not at 96%, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. Don't need any of that. probably would not be a bad idea right now to grab some additional soldiers here.
Here's a rundown of your mission. This one's perfect for a warm-up. Nice and easy. Don't let yourself get lazy, though. Stick to it and get the job done.
Yeah, this looks good. I'm actually really curious to see how, Good evening, Ark. It's good to see you. Actually curious to see how, if the camera does its shaky cam thing as I run through these areas. Because I remember it doing it at the outset, and I haven't been really paying attention to, how that plays out. I'm sorry your internet connection is in a rough spot, but I'm glad you're able to make it out, regardless. There we go. I hope one of you guys knows how to make a sandwich or something, because we need chefs.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Wow. That's
Fulton recovery subject confirmed
some
onboard
bot bombing
helicopter.
right there. Let's just go ahead and destroy that. Yeah, I don't know what tip the flag on wherever their source is, but they can go back. Evening V-Date. Yeah, right? Alright, an RPG too.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
That's interesting. This takes place after Snake Eater, where the RPG-7... I wonder if the RPG-7 was supposed to be modern or cutting edge at the time. Whoops. I mean, yes, an influx of hastily executed and poorly conceived AI. That's definitely Metal Gear. Are these the plans that I'm looking for? Maybe I should have held somebody else up to find it. Definitely should have held somebody else up to find it. But yeah, it's good to meet you, V-Date. I don't think I've seen you in chat before. There we go. Or maybe not. There is a building over here. But not where we want to go. Definitely should have asked for directions before I sent them off. Oh, maybe? Yes. Good, good, good.
Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there. Hey, that was great. Can't wait to see what else you can do.
I have a feeling that in real life, Miller would be looking at the bottom line and seeing how much that grenade cost, and would be wondering exactly why that soldier couldn't just go around instead of spending MSF bucks to blow open a creaky gate. Evening, Dreambomb. It's good to see you. How are you tonight? Personnel report. Does someone know how to heat up a can of Campbell's soup? Because that sure is a soldier we could use right now. Yes. Good. I'm sorry you've got that headache, Dreambomb. Glad to have you out, even if you're dealing with that. And well, V-Date, I'm glad that you have said something, and thank you for letting me know how you found the channel. If time allows, toward the end of the stream, maybe in about 2.5 hours, I've got the Metal Gear Solid 3 demo disc that I'm thinking about streaming. So, if you happen to take off before then, might pop back in about a couple of hours and see where that's at if you're interested. And no, I would not envy Miller his job either, for not the least which reason we see exactly where it takes him. Where, besides the obvious difficulties of torture and dismemberment, winds up losing the coherence of his soul.
Snake, according to Chico, the
deranged
materials will be loaded
by
from
revenge.
onto a truck at a rail terminal near the eastern foot of Irazu. If we can't cut him off at that terminal, we'll be in a world of hurt. Hurry, Snake.
Let's see. Snake only? Okay. No, I always want my Walkman. What are you talking about? Oh, yes, Analyzer. I don't think that my weapons have a weight stat in this that affects speed and noise, so I should be fine maximizing my inventory slots.
The train terminal is on the other side of the coffee factory. Head for the factory first. To get to the coffee factory, you'll first need to backtrack to the fork in the road.
Footsteps! I know I saw something.
Wrong sense, buddy. There we go. Yeah, MGS5 definitely doesn't end well. It doesn't end well.
Helicopter is complete.
A quote-unquote, it doesn't end well, close quote, is true of virtually every Metal Gear, but of MGS5 especially. I have some personally heartbreaking Metal Gear 5 news. So I upgraded to a PS4 Pro, I want to say at the beginning of this year, and gave my old PS4 to a friend. And yeah, so I had my Metal Gear Solid 5 100%, you know, tricked out FOB save, uploaded into the cloud.
Coffee factory to the
Hold on a sec.
Beyond that is a train terminal.
Okay. And yeah, so on my new PS4, on the PS4 Pro, I downloaded MGS5 again, started a new game. I was like, okay, that's cool. So PSN auto-uploaded the 4% complete save file and overwrote my complete new mother base in MGS5. And as somebody who likes to hoard memory cards and game states because I never know when I will need to access it, it burns me up. Yep, rip indeed. Who is shooting and where are you? Sounds like he's coming from the left instead of the right this time.
That's too tall to climb. If only you had some equipment.
Start talking. Start talking. Start talking. Start talking. Start talking.
I understand it's because of the lack of mechanics, but Big Boss's way of dealing with somebody who is happy to join his group is to knock them out and send them as though they were unwilling. Granted, I guess it is plausible that he might not be able to guarantee that they are telling the truth, so it can make sense. V-Date, I don't know. I expected them to upload parallel files based off of like timestamp, but you know, or something. so it's not updating like that. I can't be the only one that had this happen to. It's so weird watching the bullet tracer go from the barrel at the target, which is not actually what the barrel is pointing at. Now that's how you aim a gun. Buster. I'm also bewildered because, okay, just doing a quick check here. Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of shaky cam for moving around. Actually curious to see if the shaky cam has a is differently dynamic depending upon whether or not I'm standing or crouching. I think it is, but I also don't know if that's perceptual. Like, I want it to be different like that, so I am creating it like that in my perception. But I think it's neat, and definitely no shaking here. But yeah, my Peace Walker saves are also conspicuously missing from my PSN archive, and I am sure that these are unrelated instances. The part of me that knows Metal Gear can't help but feel like I am being vaguely trolled by the series for hoping to hoard my data for later use. Exactly. I think in an interview somewhere that I can't mentally place, Kojima floated the idea of a game that you play exactly once, and as soon as you're done, like the disc actually breaks in the system, so you can never play it again. And this happens to fit that. Iceman Dan, I actually checked. I think that because I gave that PS4 to a friend, I wiped it. Because I was like, you know what, this is your system. It shouldn't feel like something you're borrowing from somebody at first. So as a to give a clean gift, I wiped it.
Fulton recovery helicopter is
So
complete.
sadly, it is all gone. Oh, weird. Really dig that red, blue, green offset there in the center. I also like how it sort of responds to the direction you move by dragging. Let's see.
Go, go, go.
Can I can't zoom. I gotta get close. Yeah, it is a shame. But, you know what? Maybe I can turn it to personal gain.
Not enough room, huh?
Use it as an opportunity to revisit the game in a meaningful fashion in the future. For, you know, that next period of my life when I happen to have hundreds of hours to play a stealth action game. It'll never happen. God, this has got to be the most brutal piece of technology ever invented. Just to see somebody at one of the lowest points of their lives and be able to tell them, ooh, you know what? The best thing you've got going for you is that ramen you can make, and it's not good. Evening, Mexican Sting. It's good to see you. The manual archival VDate, that is the other thing that is maddening, is because I am usually fastidious about backing up all my data. I mean, I even have, for some of the video projects I did, I even still have some of the original base footage from it, and I can't find any of these saves. It's as though the universe has taken its sticky fingers and gone through my cloud saves and also my personal hard drives to remove any trace that I have ever played Peace Walker or Metal Gear Solid 5. I both respect and resent this.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
It wouldn't let you wipe it. That's maddening. The mediocrity meter. That's right. Ooh, well, you know what? You know, God loves everyone. And you know, you're going to do fine. You're going to do fine. Doesn't Fulton him. This is interesting as a way of getting this vehicle, which wasn't designed to move, to make sense as a level object on an incline. On an incline. On an in. On an in. That's interesting. On an in. On an in. Yeah, anyway. I'll just make those vowel sounds to myself in private later. As I puzzle through the mysteries of language. Oh yeah, it is a shame when those old carts lose their charge for being able to keep that data. Weirdly enough, the last several cart games that I have purchased on eBay still have enough battery in them to keep saves to keep my saves on there at the very least. On and in. Well, I mean, the thing that on and in like is doing to my brain is it's kind of ticking on. It's like an inverse of the like Japanese kana. You know, take the consonant and then just pair each vowel after it. And you've got that little string of you know, I mean, la le lo being the most Metal Gear one of them. But it's inverted, so where the consonant comes afterwards and it's the same consonant, and my brain.
You won't get up there alone. With
is noticing the overlap and trying to make sense of it, and it won't, because there's no sense to be made. Unless sense is invented at a later date, for purposes I will hoard and keep in the back of my brain, hoping it will become relevant at some point in history, and then when it doesn't, we'll revisit it as everything is jettisoning from my synapses as I die. One thing that I do have left over from my MGS5 save is the platinum. I do still have that, so that's evidence that I did play the damn thing to completion. What happens? Oh, well. Aw, sleeping like a barely competent angel. There we go.
Enemies close by.
Close by is an awfully strange euphemism for right there.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
Come at me. Oh shit, reinforcements are coming. Crap. That Mexican thing that's interesting. Does, do the mods adjust the save file as well?
This is patrol. Contact lost. Going to alert status.
Understood. The enemy should still be nearby. Find him.
Yeah, V-Date, my favorite technical shenanigan on a cart-based game has got to be the Konami sound chip that they put in a few games, Castlevania 3 being the most widely renowned of them. Yeah, totally. I agree. Okay. I think this is interesting as a point of how long it takes the caution meter to go down. If I am waiting, having it take this long actually discourages me from sitting in place
Helicopter is complete.
and waiting around for it to completely
This is HQ.
diminish.
This is patrol.
This is actually a little too loud in my ears.
Understood. Return to base.
There we go. Yeah, it's like my impulse is to wait for it to be completely safe and then go out, but it actually takes longer than my patience prefers. So by keeping it in caution for so long, it actually encourages me to be bolder and try to make riskier choices.
Freeze.
Oh, I see. Interesting. How were the modded side ops? Imagine that user-created side ops have the potential to have been very interesting. Nope. Caution within reason. Caution. Do what you can.
Freeze.
Oh. By allowing the skulls to pop out, you mean like they would just randomly show up as like escorting enemies? That is pretty interesting. I think this is boss fight territory here. Yeah, you get you kind of get the sense that each person who is assigned a particular role in the enemy's army, you can just kind of look at the analyzer and go, okay, I get it. I see why you're here. This is what is most disheartening is it's not even describing skill; it's describing aptitude.
Looks like we're just in time. Neutralize all enemies and secure the train.
Yeah, it does look good on. I think what helps it is also the frame rate. The 60 FPS, even though it is lower poly than a PS3 game, and also lower resolution, it still manages to feel very good. Let's see if I can.
You hear that bang?
Did I?
You hear that bang?
Damn it.
We're being shot at. Going to alert.
What's wrong?
Easily the most suspicious time to receive that message. Oh, okay. I guess I just needed to stand where they were without getting an alert. Yeah, you hear that bang is a strange thing to ask because although I mean if you were the only one hearing it, that would definitely raise some questions about your perception that you might want to look into getting answered. I feel like something about the less detailed character movement animations in Peace Walker actually winds up making Big Boss distinct in some ways from Solid Snake, because in MGS3 was very Solid Snake-like, right? But he moves differently in this, I feel, than he moved in MGS3. And that actually helps to differentiate the two in my mind. C for creatively slow. Sonic Eye. What does that look like? Alright, got another strut being built. Stoat is a fine warrior, but a much better cook. Okay. Ocean sunfish. Put you in mess hall duty. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. I can increase its sensitivity. Yeah, no, he is a decade older, and so I mean, it makes sense. I think it's also, I'm really curious to know what the I guess, like, how much motion capture they used for this compared to MGS3, which I can only imagine took quite a lot. Yeah, if you have an army that is filled entirely of people who are going to the highest bidder, you absolutely want good food there, right? That's I think that you're not wrong about that. I think a lot of folks, I mean, even just talking about like David Hayter's performance, which came up, I think last stream, folks were talking about just how different Hayter sounds in MGS1 compared to later ones, including this one, where he just really sounds like he's breaking his vocal cords. So yeah, the MGS1 versus later games different is not to be ignored.
This one's perfect for a warm-up. Nice and easy. Don't let yourself get lazy though. Stick to it and get the job done.
Yeah. Killing even one enemy soldier. Well, they are in luck that I reflexively go for non-lethal. Don't pay attention to any of the missions I played last stream where I freaked out and shot a bunch of them.
You need to use Fulton recovery on all the soldiers. Be careful not to kill anybody.
What, is that it? I guess that's it, huh?
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter. Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal. I knew you could do it. Piece of cake, right?
Yeah, Mexican Sting, I wondered how much the difference between MGS1 and MGS2 has to do with Jeremy Blaustein's contribution. I have no idea, but that is one development team difference between the two of them. And apparently Blaustein worked like night and day to the detriment of his health to make MGS1's localization as good as it was. But again, I only know this from hearsay. The Demon Souls people doing MGS1? I mean, I have no idea if it's true. Patrolman. Alright, Cologne. That's definitely not Axe body spray. I mean, I'm fine with a remake happening. It's not going to ruin the original or take it away. And I also don't believe that there are resources to put toward creating a new Metal Gear in a meaningful fashion. So remaking MGS1, it's fine. I would prefer they do MG1 or MG2, but I'm not particularly hungry for new Metal Gear stuff. I'm happy with what the universe has provided me, so I can take it or leave it. Yeah, Mexican Sting and V8. Those are good ways of making the Twin Snakes a uniquely subjective experience, as opposed to an actual record of what happened. Yeah, Mexican Sting. I think that Snake being more at peace with himself absolutely makes sense. I think there are plenty of character reasons to understand it that way.
That's an enemy tank unit. Either neutralize the soldiers or destroy the tank. Get them.
Okay. Need some bigger guns on this. My RPG is not yet developed. So... yeah, let's do that. Okay, that's good enough. Good evening, Dustin. It's good to see you. Yeah, Swimmy. I think that's actually not a bad description of where I'm at too. MGS5 ended so bitterly, and the bitterness of the endings have just consistently gone downward. And I'm like, at what point is, you know, if there were like a Metal Gear Solid 6, what kind of time warp would be created where nothing ever existed? It'd be like, just to try to push it in the most nihilistic direction possible. That seems to be the only place they could go.
You don't have any supply markers. Are you gonna have enough ammo? Maybe you should pull back and reorganize things first.
Oh, right. Supply drops. Oh. Ah, crap. Okay, I can't do that. Let's, yeah. Supply markers. Thank you, Miller. Kind of surprised Miller's encouraging supply markers. He's probably looking at the bottom line of the budget, too. I guess he cares about Big Boss living. But it still seems like something he would have in his mind.
Either neutralize the soldiers or destroy the tank. Get them.
Evening, Old Red. It's good to meet you. New stuff in the pipeline? Unfortunately not. My time is very, very much spoken for these days, and just don't have the hours to put toward, you know, critical work like that. But thank you very much for those kind words. I always appreciate hearing that. Yeah, Squimmy, I think that probably the biggest opportunity that they have for, actually, I'm picking up that I will need to rescue them at, from the brink of death if I'm going to capture those dudes, so M16 it is. Yeah, you know, Big Boss being just like the absolute worst father and telling Liquid how awful he is to try to get the best performance out of him is maybe one of the best ways to make Big Boss unlikable. Mexican Sting, I've thought about that too, about Liquid's infiltration missions, that Liquid does the same thing. I think think that in MGS5 they say that Snake's activity reminds them of Liquid's signature signature style. So yeah, same. Yeah, Dream Bomb. I think that you're not the only one who thinks that the series ending with 2 would have been perfect from a narrative thematic sense. I think that that's also how... Oh, okay. I thought that the red things would explode as soon as I shot them. No, 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 no! Oh, it's oh, wow. Alright, thank you for automatically doing that. Nope. Oh wow, I never noticed that they treat their wounded before. That's pretty cool. Nope, no, 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 wrong button! Just kidnapping your friends. Don't mind me. Oh, no, 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 no! No need to look death into the face like that.
Move in.
At least I rescued a stranger. Oof. This might not be going well. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Ah, whiff. Does that automatically work? Really need something. Oh, okay. That is my supply marker? What? I feel like I'm getting a little bit lost in the menu here. I'm very dead. Press R1 to receive ammo and items.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Okay, let me hide in here. Great. Maybe not out of it yet. Woohoo! Oh.
That's gotta be the leader. Can you take him down? Alright, you hit the fuel tank. They won't be going anywhere for a while.
Does this do anything? It does, a little bit, but really not much.
Enemy leader
All right.
neutralized. Mission complete.
A little less graceful than I'd hoped, but that's fine for rediscovering it. Catching up a little bit, yeah. Dream Bomb. I would like another Metal Gear game that is about Solid Snake in a positive sense. I feel like that would speak to where the heart of the series lies for me, rather than the number of games that we have about Big Boss and being less of a kind of a Darth Vader story. And yeah, Swimmy, I think that there's plenty of reason to find Big Boss repellent and villainous. I think that what winds up happening, though, as I think Mexican Sting elaborated upon in the last stream, is that he winds up still coming across as charming, despite the fact that, on a high level and a practical level, he's got a lot of really bad ideas that get enacted, unethical ideas. On an interpersonal level, he still is able to summon the buddy feeling. And him being a jerk to Liquid, when Liquid's a teenager, probably would seal that deal of making him repugnant. Now, V-Date, I am unfamiliar with Gundam, unfortunately, so I don't have that frame of reference. Dream Bomb, yeah. Big Boss's role as a legend. I mean, it's interesting to compare that. Big Boss's role as a legendary soldier gives him a certain kind of distant mystique that apparently Solid Snake attained for Raiden and all those in Ryan's position. The Solid Snake fanboys in that mercenary timeline. But you kind of. I don't know. They deflate the mystique in different ways for each one by making Big Boss to be ethically repellent, but for Solid Snake, the way they sort of deflated it is just by treating him like crap in MGS4, and sort of humiliating him routinely. I feel like I just want a better ending for Snake, honestly. Mexican Sting might be in the minority, but I've heard I've heard arguments to that end that Snake killing himself at the end of MGS4 would have been the more sensible ending, especially because
Snake, the truck is headed
I mean Snake at the end of MGS4 is basically like a COVID super spreader for Fox Die. So it seems like somebody with his frame of reference and everything that he has fought for would absolutely make that choice. Evening Final Technique, it's good to see you. Yeah, MGS4 has come up, and we're discussing it a bit. Evening Shelter, it's good to meet you. Humiliation in cutscenes and super soldier empowerment in the actual gameplay. Yes, I think that is a good dissonance to point to. Snake is, in fact, has the opportunity to be kind of awesome in the player's hands and be clever and make that perfect big boss run through of the battlefields of Metal Gear Solid 4. And then just as soon as he gets handed over to the plot, just gets treated like crap. It's kind of an inverse of some of his moments in Metal Gear Solid 1, but not in a way. I mean, I guess you could argue that can have a meaningful edge, but it's also one that I'm less interested in right now, anyway. All right, got RPG2s. Okay. This is okay for where I'm at. I mean, I'm not in a position to say no thank you. Alright, Analyzer rank 2. Something ironic and a little sad about getting as many low-tier ranked technicians as possible to make a better analyzer so you can find people who will replace their jobs, who will replace them in their jobs at a later date. As far as Snake turning himself in goes, I don't know. There's something that doesn't make a lot of sense about that to me. Snake just kind of works as your kind of kind of Ronin character, and it seems like turning himself in would be to acknowledge the authority of a state that he has routinely agreed is corrupt and not worth trusting.
Snake, I've got just the explosive to bust through that barricade. C4. We finished developing C4 charges. Take some with you.
Take Snake out of time. How do you mean? I kind of. Do you mean like building off like the time paradox thing? That Snake in Metal Gear Solid 3 is somehow displaced temporally? Let's get some of our non-lethal stuff there. Actually, you know what would be more interesting? Is to not take the easy way and just have full-on lethal weapons. And if I get caught, I'm dealing with those consequences. Oh, Bond not having a timeline is an archetype. Gotcha. Yeah, there's a fan theory about James Bond that I actually find quite compelling the idea that James Bond is not a person but a role that someone steps into, and the reason why there have been so many Bond actors is those are just different agents inhabiting the identity. Which, I mean, if you took that route for Metal Gear Solid, I mean, that absolutely works, of different people stepping into the Snake role, right? Yeah, Dream Bomb, I feel similarly. I think if they had given Snake more, I guess, like, if they had just rewarded his initiative more, I feel like it would have been more successful that way. Something else that's interesting gameplay-wise, I wonder... Oh, man. Okay, cool. I would actually be really interested in a side-by-side comparison of guard patrol speeds in the different games. I don't know how you would do that, since not all of them have architecture at the same scale. Oh, well. But, yeah, basically, keeping somebody standing still and not being able to interact with the game is a deterrent to turtling.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
And I wonder if that is something that can be considered a factor in the way that the games do guard walk speeds.
Freeze.
Anybody here? Nope, this closet is empty. And I will have your things, please. Lime soda. It is absolutely not Mountain Dew. Dustin, I'm really curious with PS Now. Ooh, please don't turn around. Please don't turn around.
Start talking.
Just threw my own headphones off. Hold on a second. Let's. This guy has had a horrible life.
Start talking.
Oh man.
Start talking. Start talking. Start talking.
Oh, come on, you big baby. Let's take you to outer heaven. Yeah, the freeze mechanics in this are a little more jank. Snake will say freeze if you're holding your weapon and approach them, but I think the range is lesser than if you approach them in third person and then raise your gun. Also, if you approach them within range from the front or the side, they will not drop their weapons, unlike in the other games. You have to catch them from behind. As far as a gameplay mechanic, I think that makes sense. I'm fine expecting the player to be a little more tactical for a hold-up, rather than just, like, pop out from around a corner with a gun. Surprise! It's me, the guy that has been sneaking around everybody, and, you know, now I'm revealing myself to you fully. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I don't think. But, my understanding of PS Now is that it basically has your PS4 connect to a PS3 running on a server somewhere, and playing it remotely like that. Do you have lag and stuff when you play that, Dustin? No, I want to stand up. Thank you. Oh, he said, is it the end? I can't believe this is happening again. Is it my time to go too? So apparently he has been, in the theory that I'm crafting in my brain, the backstory I am writing for this character, he is a part of this military for having been recruited through similar means that Snake is using to Fulton people out, and oh, do you have family in the area? Well, don't say goodbye to them. You're coming up, you're joining MSF, courtesy of this balloon here. So I like to think this is not the first time that this has happened to him, and
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
he is just one forced recruitment away from discovering stoicism in his heart. Oh, hello. That doesn't do me a whole lot of good. Camera angle. I do like that this game portrays Snake's slow crouch walk in a way that feels like
Start talking.
how it would actually go if you were doing it in real life.
Talking. Start talking. Start talking. Start talking.
I really dig, as far as like the CQC aesthetic in this game, I really dig that when you throw somebody, it's not just a, Snake grabbing them from the collar and slamming them to the ground and concussing the back of their head and they're knocked out. He actually does a full wind-up where he spins them 360 degrees. Like a Hugo Super. Yeah, Mexican Sting, as I watch that walk, I can feel it in, like... I can feel it in my my lower legs, especially having all that equipment on you.
Head west from there, and it'll take you straight to the prison camp.
Snake's got some serious core strength going on there. Okay. I am going there, so I can go this way.
If you cut across the prison camp, you'll find a gate leading north.
It's, okay. Alright, we've got dudes who are learning that I will plug them in the head with tranquilizer darts. So they are wearing helmets.
We're under attack. Freeze.
Alright. Gonna hang out next to you and drink your tea. Ah. Alright, well, I'm gonna drink your friend's lime soda. I can't even drink lime soda because I'm doing good.
It's the enemy. Send reinforcements.
Negative. We can't spare reinforcements. You'll have to make do with what you have.
There, now I can drink the lime soda. You come with me. You come with me. We'll fix that perforated liver. Surely nothing worse than you've done to yourself. After far too much to drink, right? Snake just trying to make himself feel better. Okay. I did pack C4, right? Yes, I did pack C4.
To plant a C4 charge,
Oh, what? Okay, did not know that you guys were coming.
Understood. Last is going to attract attention. The bad kind. Watch yourself.
Okay. I think I should probably let this cool down a little bit. There we go. Completely inconspicuous.
Who's out there?
Yeah, in a game that, that's actually, the kidnapping thing is really interesting in this game because, or this series, because in a game series that makes such a big deal about the ethical implications of violence during gameplay, like, you know, your rank drops the more people you kill, something that is equally heinous in some ways is just utterly unremarked upon, and you're rewarded for it. It's a weird disconnect, and somewhat uncharacteristically for the sort of meta narrative stuff that the Metal Gear games do, where that's not really a point of reflection. Kidnapping and brainwashing, yes.
Come in, HQ.
This is HQ.
This is patrol. All clear.
Understood. Return to base.
What is this stuff? Is that, I guess that is wire connected to rebar
Excellent. Now, make your
that
way north.
was used to mold the wall. Oh, Alright, here we go. This is definitely not a bad idea.
We're being shot at. Going to alert.
He's never been shot before. Yeah, they took Box Rush from Metal Gear Online 2 and made it into consistently available skill in this, so you can charge them and knock them down with minimal stamina impact. Oh. Yeah, Box Rush was my favorite, one of my favorite things from Metal Gear Online 2.
Snake, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
You've got to talk to Amanda.
What happened?
She wants to leave sickbay and get back on the battlefield, but she's not fully healed. She's still in crutches. Who'd be crazy enough to try and fight like that?
I like to think of it as the box for the snakes is this sort of like key conductor that once they are inside it, the pure power of being inside the box can be projected into basically this dashing Hadoken of corrugated paper. And that is how I choose to believe it, and I will never be dissuaded otherwise.
I'm really not in the mood for jokes, Kaz.
What are you talking about?
Amanda isn't the type to just sit around in sickbay. She has a sense of duty. Her purpose in life is to fight. The battlefield isn't just the best thing for her, it's the best thing for her compas too. She'll be a huge morale boost that can only benefit MSF.
You think so?
You're good at fighting, Kaz. One of the best. But you've got a lot to learn when it comes to people.
So, where should I put her?
I'll think it over and find a team for her. Don't worry. She won't let us down.
Whatever you say, boss.
Yeah, as far as the difference between Snake's performance in this and MGS1, I can see how MGS1 does feel like he's projecting a little more, and this his vocal tones feel like a much more intimate conversation. I'm going to take a quick break and refill my water, and I will be right back. Oh. So, let's see. I have a piece of very good news that lately, because of excellence in the field, Panda has actually earned a new nickname, a new code name. He is now the Barrister. He is practicing the laws and delivering the judgments, and he's letting people know. I mean, it's kind of a Santa Claus naughty or nice thing, except the judgments are much more severe and the consequences are irrevocable. It's not just about 1 year's presence. It's about the destiny of your soul. Yeah. This is the Barrister. You see, when he holds his paws like that, in particular, he's in Barrister mode. Oh. Judge is ready for his gavel. The solicitor? Well, I mean, I agree. They're bound to fight. And we can only await this God versus Titan struggle with fear and trembling. I think this is just part of the human condition. On the note of MGS2 and MGS4, if the themes of that interest you, this is something that I'm currently reading. Not because of that, but just this was something that a friend gave me for my birthday. Nick Bostrom is one of my favorite philosophers on machine intelligence, simulation, and just as a futurist. And he's a little more, his process, he's less bombastic than Ray Kurzweil, which I appreciate. And he also is, even in like the first 10 pages, he's like, okay, this word, the singularity, that means like a million freaking different things, we're going to throw this out and refer to specific discrete ideas that have sort of come to occupy this cloud of ideas that are actually very different, that we call all singularity. So he's welcome. This is super intelligence. And yeah, it doesn't go as much, at least at this point, into the societal aspects of the social and cultural aspects of machine intelligence. Dawkins as a touch point from Metal Gear Solid 2. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 2 is an interesting use of Dawkins. However, Dawkins is like one of the last people who I would trust to have meaningful, reliable, not meaningful, but reliable and final word say about things like anthropology, because that's not his field of study. He's just happy to have opinions from his frame of reference on it. Bostrom at this point is not going into anthropology. He's talking entirely about artificial intelligence development and replication. And one of the passages here that's he actually does an extremely good job of describing Bayesian agents, which is something that I've read and had people try to explain to me many times. This is the first description of a Bayesian agent that actually clicks. But yeah, there's a let's see if I can find this passage here. Read this during the opening. Yeah, this is from... This isn't him. This is from a mathematician, I.J. Good. Chief statistician in Alan Turing's code-breaking team in World War II. This is from 1965. Let an ultra-intelligent machine be defined as a machine that can far surpass all the intellectual activities of any man, however clever. Since the design of machines is one of these intellectual activities, an ultra-intelligent machine could design even better machines. there would then unquestionably be an intelligence explosion, and the intelligence of man would be left far behind. And this is the key part to those stories. Thus, the first ultra-intelligent machine is the last invention that man need ever make, provided that the machine is docile enough to tell us how to keep it under control. So, that's certainly a grace that, the Patriots or what have you do not afford humankind in the Metal Gear Solid games. But if you're interested in those themes about AI, the problems that are involved in creating intelligence explosions and super intelligences that do not stop at the target of equivalent to human intelligence but actually just race on past it, Bostrom is a great person to read. Doomsday AI scenario guy. I am not familiar with that, but that's one of the things that he talks about, so possibly. I think he's also somebody who has been mentioned a few times in relation to our reality being a simulation of an ancestor simulation that our far future ancestors create and run in order to see what would have happened or what has happened in certain aspects of their past that they don't have access to. Actually, if you like Republic, a game that I worked on, the Manifesto is a book that is set in its universe, and there's a whole chapter on futurism in that actually sources heavily from Bostrom. So he's been a favorite of mine for a long time. His name is Nick Bostrom, Bostrom. Yeah, Bostrom is one of these philosophers of futurism that, even if you disagree with him, his personality is likable enough that you feel pretty good about it. He's not sort of bombastic, and he makes his ideas the front and center thing, and his writing is enough to take his personality and make that the vehicle through which you're encountering things rather than the focus itself. Which I appreciate in a writer on potentially controversial topics. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Civilization has actually come up in some of those discussions about a game that... Oh, right. She needs to be in sickbay because she's not in good shape. Yeah, Civilization has come up as an example of a very, very, not ancestor simulator, but something that is approaching that as a commonly accessible frame of reference. So that's a good association, I think. No. Anything? No. Nothing for Snake. Average morale. Wonder what that icon indicates. Is that a stretch? A surrender? Actually, I give up might be what morale is like on Mother Base, considering that almost everybody here has been kidnapped at one point. Oh, you want my best mortal sign-off on Solid Snake's life. Okay, let's see. Snake! Snake! How does that sit with you? Oh wow, I've never seen that portrait of Big Boss before. That's nifty. That's cool. That's a Big Boss portrait in the same style that you've got all the other recruits. A solid Otacon. Oh, that wouldn't be the first time that comparison has been made. So thank you. He happens to be one of my favorite characters in the series. Yep. Infiltrate the crater base.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton recovery point so we can get you back alive and well. Good luck out there.
Let's, who do we want to take out on the road? Oh, wow. Twinsies. Let's, yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, Time Zombie. I've updated the stream start times. Still on the same days, Tuesdays and Saturdays, but
Current objective is to retrieve the researchers.
because of life things running up very close to
Hey!
to 7 o'clock, I've decided to start things at 7:30. I think I can... Nope, I didn't want to do... Okay, sure. Let's,
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
There we go. Well, in Metal Gear, absolutely. The quickest way to wake somebody up is not... the quickest way to wake somebody up from a concussion is not, in fact, any kind of medical care, but a harder concussion.
Don't move. Hey! I know I saw something.
Dude, you just saw your buddy getting held up.
What was that?
Actually curious to see if he'll notice him.
Who's out there? Don't move.
All right.
Head for the recovery
Oh,
zone.
I don't have
We'll
an
pick you up there.
analyzer. You know what? There's no reason not to.
Fulton recovery helicopter. Hey, that was great. Can't wait to see what else you can do.
Actually, Dream Bomb, that's a really good point. Gray Fox infiltrating on Big Boss's orders to spy on V gives that more dramatic oomph. I mean, you know, it's the spinal system is like a light switch. You got to hit it again for it to flip to the other state. So just keep on kicking. It'll turn out fine. Concussive homeopathy. That's right. That's how we're gonna brand that. One thing that I kind of regret And I don't think I can really explain why I want this. But I am sad that we will never have the opportunity to hear Kaz talk about MSF branding and then have Snake in an EMGS1 fashion go, branding! Just want to hear Snake talk about branding. On that note, since Mother Base is in fact making its very own branded curry, cologne, and all these other things, I mean, that might actually be a good side gig for developing revenue.
Snake, you're north of the village. The truck carrying the nukes is
Violence solves all of your problems, except when you want a higher rank. At which point, delayed effects of violence solve your problems. I really can't imagine anybody getting hit with a tranquilizer that can take down an elephant and coming out of that with the same brain capacity that they had before. You can see Big Boss doing Suntory commercials in Japan. There's on the was it Suntory or something else? On the extra features on the Blu-ray of Ron,
cross the bridge and head north.
they have a series of commercials showing Kurosawa and Francis Ford Coppola bonding as brothers over the liqueur. Is this, and so I'm just envisioning Big Boss, you know, with Miller, with any of the Patriots, talking about how deep their masculine friendship is and how that depth is expressed perfectly with a shared glass of Suntory. Yeah, Ron is excellent. There was, if you're interested in something that is kind of fun to watch back to back, let's see, while I'm waiting here, this is actually a pretty good time to look this up. I think this is only available as a PAL territory DVD, so you would need to, if you have somewhere you could rent this, you would also need to rent a Universal DVD player or PAL compatible one. But it's a particular production of King Lear that is exceptional. Yeah, 1971 by Peter Brook. It is probably one of my favorite adaptations of...
If you had something to stand on, you could probably reach...
Miller, fella, I definitely know this about things, about ledges that are 6 feet or higher by now. It's one of my favorite renditions of any kind of story about nobility that is set in any of Shakespeare's historical plays, because it absolutely shows how so many of those battles were fought over patches of land that, I mean, wealth was measured in pelts and acreage, which in winter seems like a very dismal wealth indeed. And it really leans into that for how it portrays nobility. This is not a sort of Robin Hood, you know, King John type of wealth that they're fighting over. So anyway, the Peter Brook 1971 King Lear is absolutely worth watching, and it is really fun to watch back to back with Ron.
Free. Start talking. Start talking. Start talking. Start talking.
Thank you for telling me about things in force. Fly on the wall! Yeah. Oh, congrats, Time Zombie. Oh, yeah, I, also, for my birthday, in addition to the shogi pieces that I mentioned,
Recovery subject confirmed onboard
also got this, which is, needed. I mean, I could draw a 9x9 grid on a piece of paper, but there's something less satisfying when my folks were asking me what kind of board. I told them, definitely something that can make it sound like the pieces are snapping when you're putting them down. So even though it'll be a few months before I can use this with anybody, it'll be a nice, tactile way of practicing those puzzles that we discussed.
Enemies close by.
Oh, don't be a baby. You'll be fine.
Understood. Dispatching reinforced Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Othello by Orson. Whoop. I probably should have paid attention when I was doing that. Just gonna listen to this music and appreciate it for a second. This actually sounds very similar to the alert music in MGS1.
This is HQ.
This is patrol. All clear.
Return to base.
Thanks for speaking for your comrade who I just knocked out. A Nintendo board. I did not know that Nintendo made shogi boards. I want to listen to that music again.
Someone attack. Enemies close by. Enemy sighted. Requesting backup.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
Yeah, it's like I'm listening to this music and I really want it to make that next step to dun 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 dun. But right now it just sounds like the string section of MGS1's alert music. Oh, interesting. I mean, I knew that Nintendo was a playing card company, but I did not know that they made shogi materials. Oh.
Start talking.
Oh, man. This caution music.
What is it? What happened?
I really like the sort of cricket chirping sound that it plays. Actually, kind of remember it working in rhythm with Snake's crouch walking animation. Let's see. Yeah, does kind of.
HQ, come in.
This is HQ.
This is patrol.
Really?
Clear.
Well,
Understood. Return to
Nintendo sure struck out in a lot of different directions before they settled on
What
brand identity, didn't they?
Start talking. Start talking.
All right. Yeah, I think we're all better for it. I feel like a cat with the amount of time that I've spent playing Super Mario Bros. 3, because I have many, many games that are full-priced, $60 retail affairs that are waiting for me to play them.
You reach the transport route. Follow it to their base.
And like a cat that has a special bed and plenty of toys bought for it to play with, I am making my nest in this free game from Nintendo. So basically living in the cardboard box that the toys came in. Oh wow, that stun rod really increases the number of stars that I get out of that. Oh. That is a rocket launcher if I've ever seen one. Oh man. Please don't look, please don't look, please look away.
Enemies.
Start talking.
Judo.
Start talking. Start talking. Start talking.
There's a moment when I think this is in Way of the Dragon, where the mafia boss that Bruce Lee is fighting against is told that
Fulton recovery subject confirmed on board
Bruce Lee is fighting using Kung Fu, and he has this very exaggerated look on his face when he asks, Kung Fu? And Volgan's Judo, eh? Kind of fits that same category for me of
all right.
exclamations. Oh, nope. Definitely don't want the guy with the rocket launcher. No Mexican Sting. I rent the Criterion Collection from Scarecrow Video, which is a very well-stocked video rental store in Seattle. Just to support that local venture. Oh, come on now. To support that venture, if I would like to watch a movie, I more often than not rent from there than get like digital.
Start talking.
Yeah, Scarecrow's amazing. I make my regular pilgrimage there every Tuesday night to cycle through the stuff I've just finished watching and pick up something new. Thanks, Time Zombie. I cannot promise, cannot stake my integrity on what the soldiers do, but I appreciate your care for them, and we will take best care of them. We will take the best care of them that we can after we've kidnapped and brainwashed them. So I hope your cat's doing well, and let's talk shogi soon.
You have to get through that fort. Their base is beyond it.
Yeah, Scarecrow does a oh crap. Scarecrow does a really good job of stocking a lot of stuff that is a little harder to find. I mean, Kurosawa stuff obviously is something that a boutique rental store certainly would make a priority to get as a staple. But they've also, I mean, basically there is no like 50s, 60s, or 70s Japanese movie that I've asked of them that they have not had. So they've also, I mean, they also actually had they had the 71 Brook production of Lear that that I recommended, and they rented me the DVD player. So quality folks there. Alright, sounds like we have a captive up there. Oh.
Start talking. Start talking. Start talking. Start talking.
It's, there we go.
Wait. Can't be imagining things.
I can't be imagining things. I think he's enforcing it on himself. Let's see. Nope, no way in there. Nope, no. Okay, cool. Whew. What?
He's here.
Oh,
We found the enemy.
shush.
What's wrong? We have a situation. Backup team. Head over and investigate.
Okay, you come with me, and you're fine too.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Evening, Shantae. Yeah, I should have looked around the boxes. I assumed that the only two dudes up there were the ones who were looking out the front of that that fortress facade. But no. Actually, that is probably a place that my sound indicator would have been useful, because I would have seen that that there was somebody over there. Why don't I do that now? It's fine. How are you tonight, Shantae? All right.
Guys, I'm inside the facility. There's rows and rows of trucks here.
If that's where they brought the nukes, then the truck we're after should be there. Snake, can you tell which one of the trucks brought the nukes? One of them must have the same license plate as the one from the terminal.
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope the exhaustion is satisfactorily earned. 57577 Shinagawa, Central America, P Sentinel 74. Here, here we go. Cute. I don't remember what the heck it was.
This is the one. The
Oh no, I
exhaust
didn't mean to do that.
But the cargo's already been offloaded.
I wanted to look in the other ones for jokes. Maybe I can review the
Just a minute.
cinematics.
This isn't what we agreed on.
It's too late. The changes have already been finalized.
You told me it was going to be a deterrent, that we wouldn't have to launch.
I am not arguing with you, Doctor.
VR is a workout. That's fantastic. Which VR game were you playing?
That's why I agreed to help develop it.
After MGS5, I miss Peace Walker Huey. I mean, I'm fine having Otacon as like the good guy of the lineage. That's fine. We get one good guy out of it. I liked what Huey was bringing.
First, you must have nuclear weapons. Second,
Yeah, I know.
and third, and most
I actually didn't think I was going to get it right the first time.
if someone attacks you, you must strike back. Unless we prove beyond
It's a nice reflection effect. I don't think it's an actual reflection, but it's a nice effect there in the comic moment.
Our new deterrent, and the only way to do that is to show them we're capable of.
Oh yeah, Beat Saber is really good.
Isn't deterrent
I have that on PSVR, and I keep meaning to play more of it. But yeah, Beat Saber is one of the things that you can actually
The last one.
break out at like a group gathering, and
creation like that.
it becomes entertaining in a way more than just like the sort of solo experience of a VR game.
Creation. That thing wasn't even your idea to begin with. You stole it, didn't you?
And thank you, Shelter. I unfortunately lost part of the Duracine archive, and Space Hamlet, who is a regular in chat on these streams, was my sort of co-commentator there, because with the way I stream things, you can't really see that
Should we succeed?
in the headset. And I'm thinking about actually redoing the Duracine stream to, now that I have better equipment, better audio setup, and can discuss it with the value of, with the benefit of knowing what's coming.
As a deterrent.
But yeah, Duracine is a very chill Miyazaki
I'll get my old director's job back at headquarters.
dark gothic fantasy experience.
To walk tall among your colleagues.
I won't let you get away with this!
How unfortunate. Guess I'll just have to take your legs for myself.
I don't remember Hot Coleman's tattoo. This is brutal. Jesus.
Peace won't just come to us, Doc. We are going to have to meet it halfway. V for victory.
Wait.
Hey, you okay?
Don't do it.
Snap out of it. Where are the nukes?
He's gonna do it! He's gonna launch a nuke!
I guess Big Boss helped to right the wheelchair before he left. I think I missed that detail, if so. Yeah, Echo Knight 2, when I saw the Duracine's advertisements, that's what I thought it was going to be more like. It was definitely my game of the year for the intensity of feeling that it left me with. Yeah, Duracine is PSVR exclusive. I love that sort of thing can just like jump in like a pit fighter, and is basically the Shagohod. Amphibious AI attacked craft. I like how they took Huey's, they took like the Otacon face and elongated it, made it sort of more of a square jaw for Huey's design. Yeah, Duracine being it's PSVR exclusive, and also I think the rights to it belong to Sony. It's one of the few From Software titles that if you go to From's website and click on it, it takes you to the purchase page on PSN, and I can only think that there's something about. I mean, the creative development was done by From, obviously, but I think the likelihood of an art book or something, which I would very much love, that doesn't come through Sony is minimal. Alright, got my Mosin Nagant. I would just love it if the cologne and the curry were swapped. Just, oh god, it burns. That's definitely the scent that you want to be taking when you head out for a night on the town. All right. Solid magazine. Liquid magazine. Oh, weird. What are you good at? Food. Let's see. How's Amanda doing in sickbay? She has a ways to go. I'm gonna do a mission real fast and see what that looks like after doing one. I'm wondering if she actually does heal in sickbay, or if the plot wants you to assign her somewhere else and doesn't heal her.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the full...
Shantae, which platform are you playing VR on? This is Demolition, so yeah, C4. Oculus Quest 2? Good, yeah. I have good experiences with Oculus
Destroy all enemy supplies with your C4.
as a device. Is the Quest 2 wireless? Completely wireless? Yeah. That's got some friends who are interested in making the jump on VR, but the wired setups are kind of keep them away from jumping in. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's
I'm seeing things.
Okay. Anybody up there? Nope. Love that sound effect.
Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
The enemy's attacking! Going to alert status!
Understood. Maintain heightened alert.
What was that noise?
Mission complete. Folks back at Mother Base will be thrilled.
Cool. Let's Let's take a look at Amanda's stats now. See if she actually is healing in there. I was very happy to see that Iron Man VR got a nomination among the 5 for top VR titles for the year. Made me very pleased to see. No, Shantae, I think that's a fair criticism. The variation in the gameplay really comes from being able to make the most out of the tools at your disposal. As far as the sneaking goes, I think the sneaking in this is among the weaker instances in the series. Metal Gear Solid 5 being one of the strongest, and I think MGS5 and MGS3 being the strongest examples of those different types of sneaking. I think this game really shines the most in multiplayer and also during the boss fights. Yeah, and that is something which Shelter Mix mentioned. Its design is definitely determined by the fact that it was originally a PSP game and only got a PS3 port on the HD collection. Excuse me. So, all right, how you doing? That looks a little better. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep her healing up there. Control scheme definitely makes more sense for the PSP. One of the things something I did when prepping for the stream was play some portable ops again, and you know, portable ops gets left behind in a number of ways when it comes to Metal Gear's legacy. But there is actually in terms of gameplay, a direct line between portable ops and MGS5. A lot of the solutions to simplify CQC and combat that they did in portable ops were then iterated on in Peace Walker, and Peace Walker then became a basis for how combat works in MGS5. So I would be actually really interested to see a kind of like a featurette on how those design elements influence each other. Yeah, we got 2 different kinds of rockets. That is what you want. Going up against a behemoth. Yeah, it's good. Death Stranding I enjoyed quite a bit. Excuse me. I actually, funnily enough, I actually played Death Stranding while my geriatric cat was dying last year, and he wasn't really mobile, so I have this little puff bed that he would sleep in, and if he ever needed to go to his food or to the litter box, I would carry him there. And it kind of had there was sort of this reality game reinforcing experience where, Sam Porter Bridges is carrying around the BB in the little container, and I've got my geriatric cat Taxes carrying him around the house. There was something very reinforcing about that. In terms of the gameplay, very chill. Reminded me of the things that I enjoyed the most about Destiny, which were not the combat, but, kind of zooming around the environments, looking for destinations. Yeah, he was a sweet boy. He was my buddy for 18 years and had a good run. But, a cat going at 18 years is no tragedy, however sad it feels. Oh, wow.
That's an AI weapon. The Pupa. It's fast, so be careful.
Yeah.
Destroy the treads on the left and right to stop it from doing its punch attack.
Like,
Flaps to avoid getting hit when it charges.
oh, oh no, 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 no! Wow, that really stuns me. Which, of course, is not intended to make anybody to say how somebody should feel about their geriatric cat passing. Just in terms of how long cats can expect to live, it's pretty good. All right. Oh wait, I think I want to keep that thing intact.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a
Oh,
Take those lightning rods out. They direct its electroshock attack. If you destroy the boosters on the left and right, you can stop it from charging at you.
woof. Please don't hit me. Cool. Oh, okay. Good.
High voltage incoming.
Oh. Okay.
There'll be some warning signs when it's coming out.
Smarmy AI giggling as it runs into its lair. That's hilarious.
Look at that thing move.
Uh,
I amaze myself sometimes. Sorry.
An AI based entirely on the moveset of Tony Hawk. Oh, no, 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 no! This is not going to be enough. Oh, no, no, that's definitely not what I want to be using. Actually, maybe I do have enough to defeat it. In retrospect, the consequences of that seem obvious. Okay. I'm not gonna hit that. Alright. Cool, I can finish it off with C4. I hope. Oh, no, 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 no! Spent just a little more time than I should have setting those up.
Blow the hatch and climb into the AI pod.
Good lord. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, more supplies.
They've okayed the request from the Corps. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Okay, I think I should be safe here. No, I was not, in fact, safe there. Well, shoot. Snake bit the dust. Yeah, all I have in that this scenario for my loadout are the LAW, the Law missiles, and the RPG-2. Let me step off to use the restroom real fast, and I'll be right back, and we will do that round 2. Right. And Shantae, sorry, I got distracted there by the boss fight. I'm actually curious, what do you think about Death Stranding? I'm interested in your take on that. No, Nick, I am playing on PS3. I happen to just be using the DualShock 4 connected to it. So what I think I'm going to do here, looking at time, wanting to balance things out, I'm gonna beat this boss. We're gonna see what story element lies beyond. Then I'm going to load up the Metal Gear Solid 3 demo. We're going to play through that, maybe give that a little bit more time to breathe than we did the other one, because we can kind of listen to the VO, watch the cinematics, and that'll be fun. So, yeah, let's beat this pupa. And this time I will not be wasting ammo trying to fire at it while it is doing its Tony Hawk skating.
Be careful. Destroy the treads on the left and right to stop it from doing its punch attack.
That
Aim for the cylindrical AI.
that thing was built to punch. Huey, I appreciate the tactical advice, but I think that you would benefit from some briefing time with a tactical simulator I like to call Monster Hunter. Meaning I'm gonna take this thing apart piece by piece. Nice. Let's just go ahead and call in.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Alright, let's get my stuff here. Oh, no, no, no.
There'll be some warning signs when it's coming out.
Okay. Oh, man. Slapstick gold. Okay, now we can do this right. Oh, I am at max capacity. Yep, you're up there, aren't you? Cool. It worked. Oh, no, 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 no!
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Take those lightning rods out. They direct its electroshock attack.
Okay. It really is a Tony Hawk machine. Wow.
High voltage incoming.
Does this help me? It does not help me, in fact. Stun grenade? Really, guys? I guess that's what I get from recruiting from random kidnappings and not a formal interview process. Soon. Oh, no. Lay down. Whew. Oh, wow. Give the snake a haircut there. Thank God. All right. Let's steal some brains.
You can unlock memory boards by destroying the mechanical components that they control. Any boards you remove can be used to build our own AI weapon. Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over them. Go ahead and take whichever ones you want.
The race against time and animation. Whew. All right. Cool. Yeah, the thing that breaks my heart about my lost PSP and Metal Gear Solid HD collection saves was I had Zeke completely decked out 100% with all of the boards. I never noticed before how it's got those little flares on the side like a lunar lander style navigation adjuster.
That was an unmanned weapon.
And yeah, Nick, playing this on PSP was difficult, despite how thoroughly I completed it. This is the much more comfortable way of doing it.
Name's Huey. And who might you be? You don't look like one of those mercenaries.
Me.
Wonder if they had Shinkawa do the mechanism design
A fighting entomologist?
for Huey's wheelchair as well.
Butterflies. I'm here to catch Ulysses.
Ulysses? Huh. I didn't think they lived in Costa Rica. Morphos, maybe?
That's it. Need to get some before the Washington Treaty goes into effect.
Says here Morphos aren't covered under the treaty.
Must have slipped my mind.
You sure you're feeling all right?
Anyway, long story short, the butterfly got away. So how about it, Doc? Did you make that big butterfly too?
That's funny that the
yes.
butterfly got away is actually a pretty deep moment for Snake in like Metal Gear Solid 3, and this delivery like that is uniquely comical for that as
Tells me
well.
You're no ordinary entomologist.
I'm glad to hear that, Nick. This is actually the Metal Gear that I have the least, despite everything I just said, the least engagement with, like story-wise and everything.
That's right. The thermonuclear
So it's a
warheads
pleasure
they
to
brought
revisit
in,
after so long.
The bases scattered throughout Costa
Oh, that's
Rica.
neat.
The
Huey's
mercenaries,
got a
the AI
E
weapons,
cigar.
the research we were conducting
It looks
here,
like.
it's all for this. We used this facility to develop unmanned weapons.
Unmanned.
Robots.
Oh, cool. In the lower left there, it's got the little thing, NK framework, which I guess is probably Neo Kobe, and it's got the little symbol that I recognize from either police knots or snatchers. One or the other.
Control, target
That's
detection,
cute.
tracking, attack, capture, and transport functions are all controlled by an electronic brain. There's no need for a human pilot. They can only follow simple commands, though.
Yeah, there's our Metal Gear Mark. There's our
They invited me here.
Metal Gear Mark II,
That's who that guy was.
or
CIA station chief for Central America.
what is it called?
Goes by the name of
It's
Hot
Snatcher.
Coldman.
It's a Mark II there as
Apparently
well,
he was
right?
Some sort of hero back at the height of the Cold War. He's the one running the show. We called it the Peace Walker Project.
That's some good butterfly synchronicity
We're going
there.
to deploy a new
Mexican
type of
sting.
nuclear weapon along the Caribbean coast of Latin America. A mobile, unmanned nuclear platform.
Unmanned nuclear platform.
A
Excuse
failed
me.
deadly system that can automatically move into position and
File
launch a
stat,
retaliatory nuclear
repeat,
strike.
void,
It can
local,
move on its own, and stealth
insert.
shields it from radar and
Interesting.
satellite detection, drastically reducing the risk of it being destroyed in
Okay,
a preemptive strike.
that's right.
And this is
Thank
the
you.
deterrent.
I forgot that.
Supposed to be. The problem is the
Yeah,
locomotion
Huey
system.
looks
There's
spectral
no
there.
dry season in the Caribbean. It rains all year round.
Whoop.
The terrain is full of tropical rainforest. A lot of the time you can't even build a
we
proper
go.
road. So I went back to where it all started.
What's that?
Legs. Walking power. A mobile launcher carrying a thermonuclear warhead even more powerful than the Soviet RDS-220s. That's Peace Walker.
Chico's Basilisco.
We did the assembly and field testing here.
A walking nuke.
I sort of borrowed the original idea from behind the Iron Curtain.
The missing link between infantry and artillery. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. But they'd actually need to deploy dozens of them. Coldman needs funding for that. And to get it, he's planning a test, which will also serve as a demonstration for the folks back at Langley.
Wait, he's
That's interesting,
launching
Nick.
a nuke to prove it is
I can
perfectly
see that priority, yeah, and
In
it's
his words, to
I could
prove
totally
that if
see
someone
the
attacks
the
us,
preferences at work
we
there.
will
That
strike
makes sense.
back. Put simply, nuclear deterrence is the idea of using nukes to
Talking
keep nukes
companion
in
in
check. If one side
MGS-42.
launches nuclear
How do you
weapons,
mean?
the
I
other
mean,
is sure
it
to launch theirs
kind
in
of was.
retaliation,
Do you mean
which
like
makes
the
launching
Mark
an
II
act of
as an
suicide.
entity in
In the end,
itself,
neither side can use its
um,
nukes.
rather than just a
It's
sort of
thanks
like
to this guy,
telepresencing
the world's
object
two
for Otacon?
superpowers have avoided all-out confrontation. Nuclear deterrence
Good evening,
has brought us
Swayard.
peace.
It's good to see you
At the
back.
least, it's prevented another world
We
war
are
from breaking out.
wrapping up some Peace Walker for the night, and I'm about
The
to
theory
throw
of
on
nuclear
the
deterrence exists
Metal
only
Gear
on
Solid
paper.
3
In reality,
demo.
there's no guarantee that either side would follow through with retaliation. There's the chance that a preemptive strike could destroy all the missile bases, render them unable to retaliate.
Yeah, as an AI.
But
Yeah,
the
that would be
biggest flaw
interesting.
in the theory
I
is
think
the
that
decision to retaliate
that would
has to be
also
made by
put
human
Otacon
beings.
much more in the codec
Let me give you a real
than
world example. Let's say country X launches
he was.
first against country Y. If the people in charge of country Y are like you and me, they're not going to be able to retaliate, knowing that they're effectively ending all human life.
So then the weak
Like
link
you
in
and
nuclear
me.
Deterrence theory is the uncertainty of retaliation.
Bingo. And that creates a loophole country X can exploit to launch the first strike. Which is why we designed the system to be unmanned. With Peace Walker, retaliation is certain. It chooses the appropriate target and launches a retaliatory nuclear strike every time, without needing human input to make the call. Launching a nuclear strike against Peace Walker is tantamount to pushing the launch button against yourself. It closes the
I guess
loophole in
when I
nuclear
played through this the
deterrence,
first time, I didn't appreciate how this
rendering our
basically
friends in
is the
country
setup
X
of Dr.
completely
Strangelove.
unable to launch. What Coldman is saying is that to achieve this goal, we need to demonstrate that retaliation will be carried out by a machine. He will launch his nuke. And then his version of deterrence will be complete.
And you believe him?
I believe in peace through nuclear deterrence.
Why?
My father worked on the Manhattan Project. He put his whole life into that research. And all it created was this illusion of peace called deterrence. And then I was born, unable to walk. I had no choice but to face up to the nukes. But
I'm not sure why
if
Huey's
they do end up launching,
disability comes up
it'll
there
all
as
have been for
as
nothing.
almost like an effect to the
they've got to be
cause.
stopped
Where'd they take the warheads?
to a base near the
I mean, the
border.
best thing I can
The
think of
final
is that
test
he's
is 5
attributing
days
it to
from
some
now.
sort of karmic
Where's the
retribution.
base?
But
You're gonna stop
that seems
them?
very strange for somebody who's got a scientific
It's kind
attitude.
Of a hike. And besides, there's a surefire way to halt the project. You see, Peace Walker isn't
Gentlemen,
quite
you can't
finished
fight
yet.
here. That's right.
It's missing one last critical structural component. The AI. Its brain. The reptile pod, the electronic brain I was working on, can only follow commands like, go there, attack that. I guess you could compare it to the human cerebellum. But for nuclear deterrence to work, it must function in place of a human decision maker. It needs something to analyze the huge volumes of data coming in and select an appropriate target for retaliation. Hence, it needs the high-level decision-making ability of a cerebrum.
A mechanical cerebrum.
The hardware configuration is modeled on the human brain, similar to the pod I worked on, but its role is completely different.
Where's it being made?
A research lab to the north. An AI expert named Dr. Strangelove is developing it. Very hush-hush.
Dr. Strangelove.
Strangelove was recruited from the States, too. In the field of AI, there's no one better, that's for sure. But man, what a basket case. She hates everybody. Go to the lab and destroy Peace Walker's cerebrum. I'm pretty sure they haven't finished the final calibrations yet. I'll lend you my ID card. It'll get you through security at the lab. Oh, and one more thing.
What's this? A letter of recommendation?
Yeah, it's from me to Dr. Strangelove. Don't read it, okay?
I guess Huey's infatuation with Strangelove is parallels
So what will you do
Otacon's likewise infatuation with
I'm
Sniper
done with
Wolf.
science. At this rate, I'm probably already halfway to hell anyway.
now? Not so fast. Why not join us? Our place is outer heaven. You'd fit right in.
Outer heaven?
Yeah,
I'm probably better suited to something like that than this paradise.
good. You get a free balloon trip for signing up. Enjoy it. You'll feel like a butterfly.
You're an agent, right? Who do you work for?
Me? I was a Cold War tool, same as you. Now I'm not so useful anymore, so they cut me loose. I don't answer to anyone. Call me Snake.
Snake. That name seems familiar somehow.
It's probably just deja.
Cute.
You see that there? Beyond the cloud forest? See those ruins?
Yeah.
That's where you'll find Dr. Strangelove's lab.
Yeah, Nick. Somebody mentioned that earlier in chat that there was a possibility of a Blue Point remake of Metal Gear Solid 1. I mean, since it's probably the most Metal Gear we're going to get ever again, I'm okay with it.
The doctor's safe here with us.
Huey, how are you feeling?
Never better. This is quite the
Though I'm curious to know if they'll have Hater record like a third take of all of those lines, like he did with Twin Snakes.
Here calls you boss. By the way, if you're at all interested in improving your tech, by all means assign me to the R&D section. I'm pretty sure I'll be of some use. Once we have the necessary materials and blueprints, we can start work on that bipedal mech.
I appreciate that, but are you sure you're okay with having your work used for war?
I think it's interesting how the ethical problems and what they're doing, this generation is much more, let's sweep it under the carpet, whereas Snake and Otacon's generation is having to deal with that. As far as the legacy aspect of this goes, like the cross-generational part of the story, I would be interested in seeing a generational reckoning as a more explicit theme. You know, in the non-existent Metal Gear Solid 6.
What now? MSF brand rations?
Actually, that sounds... No. With all the men we have now, it may be time we started sending some of them...
It's interesting. Dream Bomb, did they
Dispatching marks.
remake...
How else are we gonna keep feeding the crew we have?
Were they behind the Silent Hill collection
Deploy troops.
upgrade?
Select outer ops from the mother base menu. If it goes really well, we might even get new recruits, weapon design specs, or leads on new missions. We can deploy any vehicles or large-scale weapons in our arsenal as well.
Whoop. Well, okay. I guess we're skipping that. Alright. Good stuff. Let's get our crew in order here. Yes, sir. That throwing marker is going to be much, much more useful. Yeah. Okay, chaff grenade. I actually want to save up for that, so that'll be good. And yeah, let's send some outer ops. There you go. Rip bot. Oh, interesting. I know like next to nothing about the Silent Hill HD remakes, or the ports rather. Yeah, you're in good shape. Okay, so that puts us at a good stopping place on Peace Walker for the night. Gonna save this, and gonna cut the stream for about probably 5 minutes while I get everything needed to set up for the PS2. And then I'll be right back with that. Yeah, that's what I heard. Dream Bomb. That's the main criticism of that I've heard, is that the a lot of the presentation differs. Also, something about the fog not being there. But yeah. All right. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.